Hey everyone, welcome to Retaliatory Strike. Today we have a game between myself, Ryan, playing Vinter, and Bob playing Trollbloods. This is a bit of a special battle report as Bob is packing up and moving across the country and he's about to leave. So we decided to do this. So if anyone in the Nova Scotia, Halifax area, Greenwood area, there we go, has a game group and needs another guy, reach out because he'll be looking for one in the future. Hey everyone, I'm Ryan. Today I am running a Vinter list in Storm Division. So in this list I have Vinter, Captain Arlen Strangeways, a Journeyman Warcaster who has a Centurion, Catherine Lattimore, a Stormblade Captain, marshalling a Stormclad, a minimum unit of Storm Lances, and a Storm Strider. I also have a Storm Tower, but because the Centurion is still 17 points in Conflict Chamber, wouldn't let me fit that one in, but it is in the list. The idea with this list is with Vinter being pretty much 30 points down because he doesn't have any battle group. I need models that are high quality models that have lots of attacks and Storm Lances and fit that bill, and so does a Storm Rider with all of the lightning generation. So if I'm playing into troops, I can clear troops pretty effectively, and everything in this list does hit decently hard. One synergy that I saw with the Stormclad was between Accumulator, Arlen Strangeways, Empower, and Vinter's ability where if they activate within 12 inches of them, they gain a focus. You can get a Stormclad that's marshaled that is fully loaded as well, so that seemed really good to me. And then I personally just love Centurions, and that's a great shield guard and sack pawn for Vinter, so I have it escort Vinter up the board most of the time.
Hi everyone, I'm Bob, and I'm playing Madrak in Band of Brothers.
Band of Heroes.
Band of Heroes who are brothers. And your list kills troops real good, and I have lots of troops. So we've got the Slag Troll, the Axer, and the Impaler for a light beast battle group. We've got the Rune Bearer to get a control area that's not totally junk. The Felcall Hero to buff the troops. We've got Horthal because he gives the line breaker to the Long Riders, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. We've got a Whelp, why not? Hero, why not? The Max Creel Warriors make good jamming models, and they can do some work if they get souped up. The Stone, why not? Femblades are pretty cool. I like them a lot. They're neat. 2 inch reach is always nice on troops. Feels real good. Long Riders are nice cav. And warders for those shield guards and being basically immune to shooting. So yeah, we've got. You built the list, so there's probably some good synergies in there. And I'm a newbie Trollbloods player, so.
Yeah, this list, it's pretty much I wanted to showcase lots of the troops that we usually don't see, and we felt that this would actually be a good matchup with the Vinter, as Vinter likes fighting troops. So it's a little bit will feel more fair, we figured.
Yeah, do him a favor since he's 30 points down, no feat, no spells.
Yeah, so that was kind of the idea behind it there. Deployment. So we rolled off and Cygnar won the roll off. I chose to go second, so I didn't have to deal with the fire, and then Bob gets into deployment here.
The other reason that we stated that you chose to go second is so that you can choose which of your models and units are squared off from across the table from which models, because then you can try to pick the ones you think you can fight most effectively.
Yes, that as well.
Make the most out of what models you do have, because your army is tiny compared to Madrak's army right now. I put Madrak and his whole battle group and the stone right in the middle, and then I'm not too worried about stretching my control ranges really far, and I'm keeping the armor buff around the Madrak and his battle group. I'm less concerned about getting it on lots of troops, whereas I'm just more concerned about protecting Madrak and the battle group with it. I initially start deploying the Tuffalo on the bottom of the screen here, and then decide to swap them because I realize what I'm gonna do is put the Creel Warriors on the top zone, and they're kind of chaff units, they're Mat 5. So I wanted to back them up with some really elite hitting with the Duffalo. And then I put the Creel Warriors on the bottom
The
zone.
Fen Blades on the bottom.
Yeah, sorry. The Fen Blades on the bottom zone. Because I think they're kind of in a medium place where if I give them like a buff, if I throw Guided Hand on them, they're going to be really good at hitting stuff. Or if I have the Fell Blade, Fell Collar, yell at them, be more accurate.
The hero, yeah.
They're going to get real good. So that's kind of my logic there. And I just throw Horthal in the back of the cavalry so that he can be shown up as a late game piece. So I'm trying not to lose my cool solo too fast.
Oh, and for objectives, Bob took the healing objective. We know it's no longer part of the Steamroller packet.
I forgot that it wasn't.
But we think that that's dumb as well.
It's a popular.
So we still play with it, and I took the Pathfinder objective myself. For my deployment, I'm having Vinter going up the middle. You're going to see me start putting it up right away here. I have the Lancers and Lattimore down below him with the Captain and the Journeyman tucked in there, and Arlen. Mostly so I can get Desperate Pace out on Lattimore and the Lancers between Vinter and the Captain. I'm putting the Stormclad on the bottom and the Centurion up next to Vinter because I want him to escort him. And then in the top of the board, I have the Storm Strider and the Stormsmith Storm Tower. And that is my deployment.
Trollbloods, turn 1. So, I'm gonna mostly just run my guys up the board as far as they can go. I run my cav up. After running them up, I ask, how far does that crazy siege engine threat? And I push him back a little bit, because it's like 21 inches?
19 inches
19
from him.
inches.
Walks 5, 14 range.
So my two front guys are fully in the trench. I run my little dudes up, although not. So most of them aren't running the full distance because I kind of misjudged. I kind of accidentally jammed the cav where the troops wanted to go, which is a mistake. Then I just started running my battle group up. Why not?
Riling and running.
Yes. And what would I do up next? I'm laying out my Focus Fury. Madrak dumps all of his Fury in the vault and then just runs up. So that's cool. Just check to make sure no one's going to zap him right away. I run some Warders up. Run the
Room Bear. Moses.
And we're still... Oh, here's where I run these guys up as far as I can go. And then Ryan tells me, hey, I threat really far with these assault shots. So like, oh yeah, I could try to bait it in, but yeah, they're 21.
Yeah, 21 with Desperate Pace.
Yeah, Desperate Pace, and then they charge in an assault shot. Like, there's no reason to give them free kills for nothing. Stone Unit just runs up, because like, yeah, he's not making attacks on me this turn, so I can keep it simple.
Cygnar, turn 1. So my first turn is a lot of the same. I am just going to do a lot of running. So the Centurion has his power up. He activates. He gets one from Vinter. So he Polarity Shields and runs. Vinter, I thought that I could do it and charge, but no. So I walked up and then Desperate Paced. Lattimore, the Stormclad activated, so he got one from Accumulator, and then he trampled up and then repositioned, so he's just outside of threat range there. The Stormblade Captain walks up and then Desperate Paces the Lancers, and then the Lancers are the Journeyman's gonna go. He's using 2 to put up Arcane Shield on the Lancers and hang out. And then I am just figuring out threat ranges, because now my Lancers can run 16 inches, so I just make sure that I'm just outside of the charge and threat range and set up there for next turn. And then Lattimore, I'm trying to decide what she needs to do, and I'm can't quite decide, but my top flank looks super thin, so I decide to just redeploy her up top there and staying just out of threat range. And then my storm tower, I just hide behind the house there a little bit and then walk up my
Trollblood's turn 2. So, okay, so a lot of stuff is just out of threat ranges, but I'm definitely thinking of jamming a little bit. So Madrak reaches into the Fury, that's good. I'm measuring out some threat ranges. Well, not threat ranges, I'm measuring out run and engage ranges. So I'm like, if I can run this guy, I can engage a weapon crews behind that house, great. That'll keep it out of my hair, I think. This guy's going to run and engage, let him one. So at least there's something there, so she doesn't have free reign, he has to deal with that dude. And then I back up the rest of the unit behind that, so hopefully they get to counterpunch. And Horthal hangs out with them at the same time. And then I just run up a whole mess of Creel Warriors who just want to swarm anything that comes in that zone. And I just managed to squeeze guys in to all be in the zone, so at least I have a complete unit in the zone. Because of that one cav was out of it, so it's like, oh god, if I want to be in a position to score it, I have to get literally all those troops in. So they can just do it. Then I'm looking at where I want to move other stuff. So yeah, Madrak goes up. Fire Strike. Yeah. Oh, sorry. The
Rune Bearer.
Rune Bearer gave me
Harmonious Exaltation.
Thank you. Yeah. So then I Fire Strike and throw an axe at the Centurion, and then ricochet a shot onto the Junior Warcaster and hit him and boost damage. And even if he fades 5, he just dies. And you can see there, it's within 4 for the ricochet and out of 3 for shield guard. I didn't call attention to that right at the time, but you can see pretty clear on the video.
Yeah.
That's pretty far out. Cool.
So I couldn't have saved him.
Yeah. Let's see. Then he goes up, fire strikes, chucks a spear at the Stormclad, smites him back into the cavalry, which is great. So after I smite him into the Stormclad, we get some. I don't think I do very much damage. I roll really light damage, so I barely scratch it, which is not a big deal. It was mostly just wanting to inconvenience it. If I hurt it a bunch, that would be a bonus.
But you did knock him down.
Which is good. Then I'm just going to run my Fen Blades up. Oh, I should mention, because Madrak killed the Junior, he blood booned the
Even ground
for defense and no knockdown for everything. Which is pretty great. I'm just moving up the other beasties, no big deal. They're just getting in position to try this next turn. And then I walk up the stone unit, do the
Cygnar Turn 2. Alright, so we just had to double check that the Stormclad could stand up or get the shake effect from the Jack Marshal he can. So I activate the Stormclad and he gains 1 from Accumulator and 1 from Vinter. And then he walks up because he's shook and he tries mashing one of those guys with his fist and he manages it. Gets the other guy, which then electro leaps into another one, and then I break armor with that one, I believe.
I'm not making any tough rolls yet.
You made 1 tough roll there, and then I use my 5-inch repo to get the Stormclad back and out of the way. And here I'm pulling off kind of a cheeky charge because I'm engaged, but it worked out. So the guy ran, and I'm not doing any impacts because they don't have effect. The one guy stood up, and then I left him in the cloud. And then I'm going through and doing assault shot with the one guy. I miss.
So got started out engaged, can't assault.
Yeah. And then he's making some tough rolls here, and they're not falling down, which is great for him. Yeah, so just my cavalry taking lots of attacks.
Lots of electric leaps, lots of attacks.
I did manage to clear out some Fen Blades here, and then I'm repositioning so he shouldn't be able to set up any good charges with his charge attack, or with his Vengeance turn next turn. I walk the Stormblade Captain over, and I activate the Centurion, who then activates, and gets one from the Vinter being nearby, and then he walks up, stays out of the walk and attack of the Axer, and puts up Polarity Shield. And then Vinter walks over and he smites this Tuffalo into the wall and
Kills it real dead.
yeah, crushes them real good, and then uses his 2-inch move to get out of the way. There, and then I am looking at what Lattimore can do, so she can get right up in
I
here.
think you might Storm Strider first.
Oh, right. I am shooting with the Storm Strider first. That's right. He aimed and shot because I got 3 tokens on turn 1. I missed my first shot, needing a 4.
So, you boost the next
So I
one.
boosted the next one, boosted damage into it, and then the lightning generator killed a couple of the Creel warriors. And now I'm sending Lattimore in, yeah, because I didn't want to give him the defense bonus. So she charges at one of the Creel warriors, but I'm doing impact attacks, and that's us just checking if they're in the aura or not. Some guys are toughing. So then, yeah, doing the assault and charge attack and all the lightning generators from it. So having her in this list is a godsend because she can clear out quite a few models herself.
It's pretty wild.
And when you're playing this many models down, you need all the help you can get. So there, I finished off the one Long Rider.
She puts a lot of
Yeah.
damage in.
And then I repo in and make sure to engage as much stuff as I can. So that's good. And here we were just looking up to see if I do take up, if I take a free strike, if I can do that, and then do my ranged attack. Because the Storm Tower is only Palpable Strength 7. And we look it up, and if he hits,
Yeah, it looks like you can still take up.
then you could take up, but
Troll Bloods, turn 3. Okay, so I leech in the old Fury. So far, so good. Like I'm an expert Hordes player, which I'm not. We check to see if that guy's engaged, so I can make a plan about attacking him. Then I remember Vengeance is going to happen on my what do you call them?
Fenblades.
I keep wanting to call them the wrong names. So
Troll dudes.
Troll dudes, big swords. So they move a little bit to get their vengeance moves attacks off. In hindsight, how high they hit with unyielding on those Cav, I managed to chip 2 points of damage into one of them. I should have set my guys up for charges. Is what I should have done. I should have backed them up to maximum, gotten some charges in on you. That would have been smarter. Instead, I pushed up into you where I couldn't charge, which is the wrong way to do it. So that's me watching the video now and realizing what I could have did. That would have been smarter. So
Here's Horthal going in on Lattimore.
yes,
Hits.
like impact does nothing or minimal,
Yeah.
and then the actual hit just kind of chips a teensy bit of damage in.
2 points of damage
Yeah.
on the charge attack.
So that was a little underwhelming. Yeah, my dice aren't helping me out right here. So, I'm trying to plan how I'm going to do the rest of it. I'm going to activate. I think I activate the unit of Tuffalo. So, leader moves where he can get the command aura where he needs to be. The one chases that weapon crew around the house, and the other one tries to hit Lattimore. So, behind the house, the mount hits and kills one, and then the axe hits and kills after he doesn't take up. So, we've cleared that. And the other one swings on Lattimore and
Does not.
maybe chips her. I think
Or-
he chips her like 8 point of damage.
Another 2, I think.
But 1 or 2, yeah, it's not a lot. But
And then you wanted to repo away, but couldn't because Lattimore survived.
Yeah. It's okay. So now I'm looking, do I mob her with Creel Warrior? So we're going to do a 5-man combined melee attack on her, and then they're going to use the repo to open a hole for the champion solo is the plan. So I go and do a massive melee attack that does hit and does leaves her 1 box.
Yeah.
Because of course it does. And then I repo around to make a hole to fit my champion in. Man, repo is such a good rule on anything. Like, it's always nice to get more model movement.
Yeah.
So I'll make that spot so I can get in there and take a swipe at her. And it takes us a little. Well, I'm not sure what we
Oh, that was just command range on there because.
Because I forgot which one was the leader model of the Cruel Warriors.
And there's a hero going in on Lattimore. Hits and de-horses her.
So now she's off her horse, but she's still there, and I ran into things to throw at her. She takes a lot of killing. It doesn't help when my dice go all wimpy. So now here's where I'm thinking, so you're not, do I just move up? What am I doing here?
We were just seeing if he was an aim and throw without far strike.
Oh, that's why I moved stuff around. Yeah, so we have to see, because Madrak wants to do his ricochet trick again.
Yeah.
So we do it.
11 points of damage.
Yeah, cranks the damage into the Centurion, which is great. I have a lot of ways of doing stuff to it, and then ricochet to the captain and kill him.
Yeah.
That one was closer to 3 inches. That one I wish I had checked, but we killed him.
He's dead now.
He's dead now. So you have a autonomous Jax running around now.
Yep.
So that being done, on Madrak used that to blood boon another. Even ground. So I just walk up my trolls and put up the aura, and we're staying at max. So now the Rune Bearer goes up and spell slaves. What's it called?
Guided hand.
Guided hand onto the Fenblades, who now control 3 dice to hit. And so they hack away. They reliably hit lots of times, but they need their dice off.
7, yes.
So they need to roll pretty high to do any damage at all. And it doesn't work out as good as I would have liked. This is where I should have set them up for charges. So now I'm looking here to see if I can't walk. Like I can't even walk, but I want to charge him anyway. Try an assault shot, which I just managed to miss. And then I boost to hit, and I do. And I smashed that one pretty good.
Yeah.
So the Slag Troll did some work. So that's great. And that's most of my stuff. I think I have to run up my
hero.
My fell color hero runs up a little bit to get a position.
The Impaler, Far Strikes, and chucks a spear at the Centurion.
There we go. Let's see if we can do something.
Doesn't smite and doesn't do any damage.
Yeah, I whiffed the damage roll a bit. So we hit him. That was it.
And I believe it's your hero. Oh, your...
Yeah, so I walk them up and do some swings. But they're like dice off 10 or 11. It's pretty bad. So they don't do anything. But yeah, then I just walk away. Axer over there for next turn. And here's where I run up my
hero. Cygnar Turn 3. Alright, so now first thing I'm checking is to see if I can walk over, because I believe the Cortex is out on the Centurion. So I need to get Arlen over there to heal him, and I can. And I use the objective to give Pathfinder to Vinter, because it looks like he is going to launch in either into the middle or up top there. So I'm just checking to see what I can do. Nothing else is required, so I walk up and I heal 4 on the Centurion, so now he's fully functional. I'm going with the Lancer. He is charging the Slag Troll, and I'm doing an impact attack on him, as I might as well.
Can't hurt the Fenblades because they're hard.
Yeah, because they're hard. I don't do any damage because he is in the stone aura, I believe. I hit on the charge attack, and I crank some damage in, and then I start electroleaping.
Just the one electroleap.
Yeah, just the one. So we were just making sure, checking the rules, and it electroleaps, and I kill the one guy, and then he pops in the whelp. Up next, I go with the Stormclad, who charges because he gets a focus from Vinter. So he charges the Slag Troll, does assault shot, misses, hits with the melee, and I leave him alive on 2 boxes.
Electroleap fries the...
Well, yeah.
I forgot that the Stormclad Electroleap.
Yep. From here, I go with the Centurion, so he gets one from Vinter now that he has a Cortex. He misses twice. And then I put up Polarity Shield so he can't be charged again, just in case. And then I go with Lattimore, and I went after the hero, so I chipped some damage into him. And then the lightning generated and knocked a couple of and killed some of the warriors.
Then he gets to retaliatory strike at her.
And then he retaliatory strikes, and he leaves her on one box, which
I can't kill her.
is good for me. But I have decided to send Vinter up top, so I was kind of hoping that she'd be out of the way before Vinter went in. But if she's in the way, she's in the way. So Vinter charges in at the tough low, and he threshers. And we're checking there, and I hit all of the models. I'm needing a 5 at most to hit stuff. The tough low tucks, and one of the Trollkin warriors doesn't, and Lattimore also dies. And then I use my 2-inch move to move up, and I use one of my tokens on him to buy another Thresher, as I'm going to now tear through this whole unit. So I roll to hit on all of them, and I believe I hit everyone. I kill the hero. I kill... I dehorse Horthal with one attack. I kill the Tuffalo and one of the warriors' Tufts. So I move another 2 inches, and I buy another Thresher, and I hit lots of these guys. So I end up removing Horthal, and he doesn't Tuff, and another of the warriors, and then I'm going over and I'm going after the Standard Bearer and Piper. The one fails or Tufts and the other one doesn't, so then I use my 2 inches to move back and be set up to start launching the other way. I charge the Storm Strider into the second last tough low there, and I miss the charge attack, I believe.
Yeah, I remember that. You missed it.
And then I shoot into him. I boost to hit. Or no, I just hit him, and then I boosted damage and removed him.
Trollbloods, turn 4. Well, the whole upper flank evaporated. Vinter did Vinter things to them, my god. So yeah, I leech in my Fury, I do a Frenzy check on the Slag Troll, and he passes. So great, I get to keep control of him. I'm trying to figure out what to do with myself. I was like, oh man, I killed a lot of stuff there. I thought I had more models to work with. Here we are. So, don't think I have Vengeance on my troops, do I? No.
No, I only killed them with Electro Leaps,
which are not
so
attacks.
They are not attacks.
So I'm looking to see if the Fell Collar hero yells at himself to have Pathfinder, walks up and does a Sonic Blast spray thing, and tries to kill.
Does 1 point of damage to Arlen and 1 point of damage to the objective.
So that was a little underwhelming. Then I walk up my dudes. I've got 2 guys who can swing on Arlen and 1 on the Centurion. I continue to just chip little bitty points of damage into Arlen. He's holding up real good. And do nothing in the Centurion. So I was like, I was hoping I could kill him so he stops repair that Centurion, but here we are. So then I just walk up my...
I believe you spell slaved Guided Hand.
Yeah, I have spell slave Guided Hand on them again. But they failed to do a whole lot. I think I chipped a couple points of damage into the one horse, and I think I chipped a couple points of damage here into the Jack, but it's not great. It's doing something.
Looked like you did about 6 points of damage into the Jack.
Yeah. That's like I said, I should have been smarter about setting up charges instead of just walking up and dinking on them. So now I'm trying to think what I do. I was hemming and hawing a bit about where to throw the Impaler Spear. Because I could try to hit the Centurion or the Stormclad pretty easily. I shoot at the Centurion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I miss
Miss.
because I roll real low. I was like aiming and boosted and still miss.
And you had engaged me, which also helped.
Yeah. But I figured I'm used to that. We're like, yeah, your defense is low enough. I could probably just hit that anyway.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen because I keep rolling real low. So now I'm trying to figure what I do with myself. I'm like, okay, what do I got? I'm thinking Madrak walks over here. Here's where I get dumb. Hindsight, I should have just put up acid hands on the slag troll and have to go punch the jack. Instead, I think I'm going to be smart and I'm going to try jackhammering the slag troll to try to kill the cavalry. So I jackhammer a bunch of times and I don't get it. And I throw my axe at the jack, and I think I don't really get that either.
Yeah, I believe you miss. Yes, because
Yeah,
it was
that's
1,
me, miss. 2, 4. So then I just have to walk over, because you didn't get cheeky with your facings, so I'm able to walk, whereas if you got cheeky, I wouldn't be able to. Then I walk over, I debate whether or not to put up acid hands on himself. I decide to, so at least he gets hard enough. Then I start smacking him, and I do some damage to him, which is great. But if I was smarter, realize that if I put acid hands on him with the caster, this would have been way meaner. Probably would have torn all the way down. So that was a misplay on my part. But here we are. So he's corroded now, anyways, and beat up some. Then I'm looking at where I want to do with my action, I think. Yeah, he decides he has to spend 2 to rush himself so he can walk far enough. He comes over and takes a swing on the jack and it boosts damage in. And still doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I think that was another 1-1-2 roll.
Yeah, so that's knockover. This could have gone a little better there. Then for my 2 lone little Krill warriors, the one guy stands up, and the other one is going to charge the battle engine to see if I can do anything to it. And I hit it and don't do any damage.
And
I get pushed
bounces an inch back.
And then my one lone cav charges the objective and does some damage to it.
Does 3 points of damage on the charge.
That's about it. So I move the stone up and tell him to do the armor roar.
Cygnar, turn 4. Alright, so the board is starting to look the way that I want. So I check and the corrosion doesn't go out. So I take a point of damage on that guy. And I decide to start with Vinter. So he goes up and he threshers, and he passes both tough rolls. So then I purchase an attack and thresher and kill both of them. And then I use my other 2 purchases to just readjust his facing. The way we're playing it is that he can purchase thresher attacks because you don't need to target anything and then get his movement. Otherwise, he feels a little bit more... so here I walk over with the Storm Strider and I attack one of the warders in the back. In hindsight, I should have done my shots first to lower the aura of the stone, but that's okay, and I don't do any damage to either of the warders. So I'm boosting to hit, as if I hit them, they're dying, and I'm just killing the models off because I want to get the leaps, and I need 6s to cause the tough. So here...
You do a lot of damage to the stone unit with all those.
Yeah, I end up killing one, and then I get a 3 bounces again. So then I hit most of them, but then the one guy toughs, so then his stone aura stays up, unfortunately. I go with Arlen, who hands out an Empower to the Centurion, and then the Centurion goes, and he gets one from Vinter, because he's within 12 inches of Vinter. And he starts swinging. So he smashes one with his shield, and these guys are now out of the stone aura. So he kills one with the shield, one with the spear, and then I hit the other guy and boost damage and kill him.
And my tough rolling days are over.
And then I go with the Stormclad, so from Accumulator, he gains +1 because there's a Storm Knight near him. And he starts swinging at the Slag Troll, gets him, and then it Electro leaps over, and he toughs that guy. and he falls, and then I buy an attack into the Axer, which then Electro Leaps, and I don't break armor. After that, I have my Lancer left to do, and because I don't want to give him Vengeance for no reason, I decide to just adjust where he is, and that will be my turn, so I score 1.
Trolls, turn 5. Well, let's see. I'll each in my Fury, and am I 1 shy again? No, I think I'm okay.
Nope, here I have all 5.
So we don't have to do any threshold checks this turn. So that's great. Man, I've run out of models that can fight the models he has, and I'm having a heck of a time clearing these bloody Cav and Jackson. So my Fell Color charges over, and
Weapon Master,
Yeah.
Power plus Strength 10. Surely he can kill Arlen.
but
so
not
he
in
leaves
one
him on
swing.
2.
He needs both his sword attacks to kill Arlen.
And then he missed with his second attack.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, Arlen is really hanging in there.
And then the tough low charge the Centurion
Yes.
and impact Arlen and finished him off.
Yeah. I should have looked harder. I might have had to impact my Fell Color. I think I missed that. But anyways, I also do like nothing to the Centurion, which is frustrating. I really want to break that jack, and I just can't. So taking the healing objective for me does not matter because I haven't healed anything all game. Let's see here. That's the Impaler?
No, this is the Axer going after the Stormclad.
Yes, the Axer chops up the
And
Stormclad
he leaves them on 3.
Which is okay, because I really want Madrak to get the Blood Boon to get the free cast of Even Ground out, so that kind of worked out. I was looking where I had. So he charges the Cav, he's able to reach the Cav and the Jack. I boost a hit, I splatter a cavalry model with it, so that's great. I buy an attack on the... I use that to cast Even Ground, doesn't matter. And then I buy an attack on the Jack and kill it too. So, looking good. I drop 1 Fury, I think, just to drop it. Then... Yeah.
Then Paler moves over and you chuck it at the Storm Strider.
Yeah, so I decide I should start trying to deal with it.
Dice off 6, no damage.
Yeah.
For a 1/2/2.
Yeah, having a rough time with that. Yeah, I move some stone guys over. I'm pretty low on models, so it's going to be a pretty short turn. But, Troll Moses runs over. Nothing much happened here. I think I've done pretty everything I can do.
Now you're just running the Fen Blades over.
Yeah, I run to jam a little bit of contest stuff. Kind of forgot still my objective contest. There we are.
Cygnar, turn 5. Alright, so I think it's swung pretty good for me, so I'm feeling like I'm in a pretty good place here. So I start with the Centurion. He gains 1 from Vinter, and then he starts swinging at this Fellcaller hero. I hit, leave him on 2 boxes, boost to hit, and then he toughs with the spear. So then he's in even ground, so he's not knocked down. Here I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with Vinter, so I'm charging the objective, which auto hits. It's out of the stone aura, so then it's only dice off 2, and I leave it on 2 boxes. I then reposition Vinter over, so then he can start hitting these Fen Blades and the objective, clear the objective, so I get 1. And I clear that Fen Blade, purchase another attack, hits him, he toughs, and so I move over, purchase another one. I'm just doing Threshers because I don't want to smite him out of my range, and he toughs again. And then I am, which is unfortunate because I wanted to move the Storm Strider into his zone, but the Fellblade is too far away, so I try stomping on him. I boost to hit. I hit. He doesn't tough this time, so he's gone. And now I'm shooting at that guy. It's Rat 8 because of Superconductor, so I'm only needing 10s or something to hit. And he toughs the first one again, and then dies on the second one.
Trolls, turn 6. Okay, oh man. I'm real low on models, and the models that Ryan has left are ones I'm going to struggle to kill, so this is a real problem. So, leech in my Fury. I guess I leave one on the Impaler this turn, but he doesn't Frenzy, so life is good. I Vengeance move my Fenblades over just to get a better charge lane on stuff. Then, yeah, I charge 2 of them into... Well, those are the only 2 left. Yeah, they charge into the Battle Engine. And they do some damage to it. Look, cool. I need to start killing this thing.
Got a little bit in.
We started now. Oh, my. And then... Yeah, I'm trying to figure what to do. I don't have a lot to work with here. So he walks up. He's in the zone now. The cavalry does. Kicks at the Centurion. And then axes at him. And does a whole lot of nothing. Both attacks.
The Axer charges, misses the charge attack, needing a 4.
Yeah. And then buys and boost damage and the next attack.
Yeah. Cranks some damage in pretty good, but 2 boosted attacks would have got it a lot closer to dead.
Yep. So then... I think my Impaler just aims, fire strikes, chucks at the Centurion.
And then misses with a 1-1-2 roll.
Yeah. The dice are not helping me out here, and this is where I need them to start helping me out. So that's unfortunate. I'm trying to figure what to do with Mr. Madrak and the stone. And
so you're saying you want to dump the Fury, so you heal up the Axer to full, and then you're just running with Madrak to go.
Because I know how lethal Vinter is, and if I leave Madrak where he can get to him, he's just going to kill Madrak real quick. So yeah, we just heal and run.
And then you move the stone unit into the zone, so you're still scoring.
And I run the Rune Bear where hopefully he doesn't die right away.
Cygnar, turn 6. Alright, so I got him on the ropes now. Vinter's been able to kill his way through everything. So he doesn't have even ground up or anything, so that makes life a little bit easier. So I walk with Vinter, and I do a smite attack for my first attack at the one guy. And then I do my 2, and I do another smite attack into the Impaler, as I might as well get the free damage from impacting the stone. So I chunk in pretty good in the stone. I don't break armor. I do, but he falls down. And then I move again, so I smite the Impaler again and finish him off. And then I don't break armor that time. Yeah, so then I just smite the stone away and finish killing him, and then readjust my movement. And there we remembered to do the 1-inch pushback on the Axer because he was just barely in the zone, but he would have pushed when he hit the guy. And then I used the Centurion to clear out the cavalry model, move up my Storm Strider, make a melee attack against one of those guys, and then I am shooting the Rune Bearer, so I hit him, he toughs, and then I shoot him again and kill him. And
Trollbloods, turn 7. We made her all the way to turn 7. Well, I look at my odds here. I can't do anything. So Madrak, last ditch charges Vinter, boost to hit, needs to 10 to hit, misses, buys and boosts, misses everything. Yeah. Does not connect any attacks.
Cygnar, turn 7. So I just activate with Vinter, and we're going to see how dead Vinter can make Madrak when he's on 0 camp. So first attack hits, he scrolls it, second attack hits, I do 4 points of damage or something like that. Third attack, I leave him on 1 box, and then my 4th attack, I smite him, so he's knocked down because he doesn't have even ground up, and he dies. After action report. So overall, I think this was a really good game. It was a great last game for when you're here. Hopefully you can get another channel set up in Greenwood there, and get some content out for the good people.
Well, it's gonna take a little time till I'm ready, but I hope so too.
Overall, it was pretty intimidating seeing the mismatch of size of armies, as it's the Trollbloods army that I have there is pretty much stretched fully across the board compared to like a select few models on Cygnar's side. It was a good matchup for me, but I feel like if you hard countered Vinter, it would have been just a really short.
Yeah, it's not much of a game if he doesn't have if he can't play into his strengths a bit.
Yeah, but other than that, I feel like there was a couple misplays that were worth noting, like not putting acid hands on the.
Yeah, that was a big one. Like I could have probably come out ahead a lot better if I had. Instead of trying to jackhammer the cavalry model to death, if I had just put acid hands up on the slag troll, it probably would have beaten that jack to death or just about.
Yeah.
And then mashing my vengeance, moving my fen blades deeper in instead of backing them up so they can get charges on your cav was a big deal because they were hitting okay, but they weren't doing damage.
Yeah, dice off 7, it was kind of a toss up if you'd actually do damage.
Yeah.
One thing of note too was that Stormsmith's tower, the way that it was set up, because he was kind of tucked behind the corner, the way that I walked and took the free strike meant that he was swinging over the wall to give me +2 defense.
Yeah.
And then with take up, it says if you're destroyed, you can just choose that model to be destroyed instead. So we played it that you could walk out, take the free strike, and if you died, take up and then do your attack. It ended up not really mattering for that because I missed.
Yep.
That, and then we played Vinter that you could buy Thresher attacks, because technically you can't buy melee attacks, things outside of your melee range, but Thresher just says make a melee attack against every model in your melee range, so it doesn't require a target.
Yep.
Quotes. So that's the way that we played that, just so that he was mobile enough to where he could set things up for himself.
Yeah, because that's one we found is Vinter again is playing no battle group points, no spells, no feats. He's a really strong personal presence, and he's got some cool passive abilities, but that's a lot of disadvantages for him.
Yeah.
So you need every edge you can get if you're playing Vinter, because it can work out really well. Like you saw, he cleared an entire zone all by himself, basically. He was way there and slaughtered everyone. It's insane.
Yeah.
And he's really hard to do anything to, because Madrak at Mat 7 needed to roll 10s to hit him, which isn't the easiest thing in the world.
Boosted 10s, it's kind of a 50-50 if you connect them. Like, if you had connected 2 boosted, or 2 attacks and boosted them on that, you might have got in there, because it's only dice off 3. Like, he's...
Yeah, you can do it, but I guess the other thing, Vinter has no damage mitigation. He can't transfer, he can't fade damage. Like, if he's getting hit, it's pretty bad for him.
He does heal D3 plus 3 per turn, so if he survives the hits, then,
get himself back up.
Then he can start bouncing back pretty fast. But
it's a tough road to hoe playing Vinter. So that's part of why we picked the armies with care, so that he'd have a game.
Plus, we thought this would be a really good showcase for Trollblood's first jaunt onto the channel.
Oh yeah, it's actually one thing I want to highlight too, that for the Trollbloods is Madrak's Throne Wrathrock is so good.
Yeah.
He gets Blood Boon from it, which is great. He could Fire Strike it for range 12 attack. It's power 15, super strong, and it can ricochet, which every time I've played against you when you play him, that ricochet keeps hitting models that I don't think are going to get hit.
Yeah, you suddenly hit random things. Like, I know it was very frustrating to be on the receiving end, so now I know how it feels.
Oh man, yeah, that Throne Wrathrock is insanely good every single game.
Yeah. Overall, I think it was a really fun game, and I'm happy that you're going out on a high note, even though you didn't clutch the win.
It was still a really fun game to play.
Other than that, do you have any last things to add?
Nope, just that it was fun being my last game here on Retaliatory Strike.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.